Good evening, everyone. Now I let you know how to take your paper and how to score maximum marks in English, either 97 or 98. And first of all, keep the textbook in front of you and go to the extreme end of your textbook where you find model paper. Go to the model paper. As you all know, and of course your paper is for 100 marks and duration is 3 hours, and it comprises 3 sections: section A, section B and section C. Section A deals with prose, poetry and non-detailed, and section B deals with unseen comprehension, Section A carries 40 marks, section B carries 10 marks, and section C deals with grammar and it carries 50 marks together. And of course these 3 sections carry 100 marks, duration is for 3 hours. And coming to, and please go to the end of your textbook and don't begin your answers with the section A. And how do you begin your answers? With what section do you begin your answers? Begin your answers with the section B, where there is every possibility for you to score 10 out of 10 very easily, even without any difficulty. And where are these unseen comprehensions available? And of course they are available in your textbook after each lesson, after each poem. And we have together 5 lessons. After each lesson we have 2 unseen comprehensions. Like that, after 5 lessons you find 10, and after each poem, and together after 5 poems you find 10. Together 20 passages are given in your textbook for practice. Undoubtedly, out of these 20, 2 will appear even in your final exam. Even in your final exam, 2 will be appearing. And of course, sometimes even questions also may not be changed. The same questions will be given. So if you practice those 20 passages given in your textbook, I am sure you can be sure of 10 marks in section B. That's why I advise you to begin your question paper with the section B, so that you will be scoring undoubtedly 10 out of 10. And after that, begin your answer, that is, and after section B, take up section C. And coming to section C, and of course this is also one of the areas where you can score 50 out of 50 very easily. And section C begins with articles. Section C begins with articles. 6 sentences with 6 blanks are given. Each blank carries half mark. Preferably and mostly everything will be given only from your textbook, and of course paper setter will not go beyond your textbook. 6 sentences with 6 blanks, and of course and you must have been practicing our workbook where we included everything from our textbook. So it's enough if you practice our Chaitanya's workbook. Surely you will be able to score 3 out of 3 in articles. 6 sentences with 6 blanks, each blank carries half mark. And here some of the students, and they face some problem, especially dull students. How do we decide article before any word? Not based on the letter it begins with, but the sound that particular letter makes. For example, most of the students will be making mistake while using articles before words like European, university, useful, utensil, uniform, Though all these words begin with vowels, for your kind information, they all make consonant sound. That's why you should not use an here, but what should you use? You should use an. I'm sorry, a. You should use a. Though they begin with vowel, they make a consonant sound. That's why a European, a university, a useful, a utensil, a uniform, like that. So don't make this mistake. I'm sure you will be able to score 3 out of 3 in this area, articles. And coming to prepositions, everything will be given only from your textbook. You need not go beyond your textbook. And next one, prepositions. Prepositions, of course, very difficult. It's an ocean, like very difficult to swim across the ocean of prepositions. Yet it is very difficult to score 3 out of 3. Why? Everything will be given only from your textbook. If you practice all the sentences given in your textbook, they will help you to score 3 out of 3. Again, 6 sentences with 6 blanks, and of course 3 marks. For example, I shall give you some sentences where most of you make some mistakes. For your kind information, please write your name dash ink. If the same sentence is given, most of the students write, please write your name with ink, but with is wrong. And what is the correct preposition? In ink. And what is the time? Dash your watch. Not in your watch, but by your watch. And of course, I watched the program dash television, not in television, that is on television. Congratulate on, like that. And you are given so many examples in your textbook, and if you practice them, you will be able to score, and 3 out of 3 even in prepositions. And the next one, verb forms. Verb forms, of course, tenses, to be very simple. 5 sentences with 5 blanks, and this topic carries 5 marks. Many are given in your textbook for practice, and it's enough if you practice all those sentences. Surely you will be able to score 5 out of 5. 5 sentences with 5 blanks. And the next one, rewrite as directed. Rewrite as directed. Under this one, we have voice and speech, degrees of comparison, and combining sentences, and question tags. Combining sentences, question tags, and each topic carries 1 mark. 1 will be given from each topic, and voice 1, speech 1, degrees of comparison 1 sentence, combining sentences. Coming to combining sentences, easiest of all these 5, and of course in brackets you will be given combine the sentence using to or so that or whatever you are given, and you need to combine the sentence. And of course you will be able to score 5 out of 5 very easily here in this area. And coming to question tags, only 2 or 3 sentences will be difficult to form a tag. For example, I am not a teacher, I am a teacher. I am not a teacher, I am not a teacher. And for I am not a teacher, of course, if the sentence is negative, and we automatically get positive tag, that is am I. If you follow the same rule, and of course your answer for I am a teacher is not amn't I, but this is aren't I. Aren't I? And of course, I must have told you the reason why should we use aren't I. And next one, we have enough food at home. we have enough food at home. And of course, how do we form tags? With the help of the given helping verb in the sentence. For example, am is helping verb in the first one and am is helping verb in the second one, whereas have is not helping verb here, it is used as a main verb. But in our textbook, and of course it is given haven't we, and of course may be acceptable, but your correct answer is don't we, and of course whatever you write out of these two, you will be given mark. You need not worry about this one. And of course rewrite as directed, 5 out of 5, you will be able to score very easily. And the next one, correction of sentences. And look at the model paper in your textbook. Next one, correction of sentences. Correction of sentences, one of the areas where you can score easily 5 out of 5. 5 sentences, each one carries 1 mark. And instruction is clearly given there. Rewrite the sentences correcting the underlined part. Correcting the underlined part. For example, I have seen our principal yesterday. I have seen our principal yesterday. Have seen is underlined. But most of the students and they blindly write had seen, which is wrong. Why? And here you find the adverb indicating simple past. So you need to use the past form of seen. And what is the past form of seen? And your answer is saw. I saw our principal yesterday. And another example, we enjoyed at the party. We enjoyed at the party. Enjoyed is given there. And of course, enjoy. Enjoy is a transitive verb. Since it is a transitive verb, it always takes a reflexive pronoun immediately after that one. And what is the reflexive pronoun? To be very simple, reflexive pronoun is nothing but self pronoun. And what is the self pronoun of we? Ourselves. So what should be your answer? We enjoyed ourselves at the party. I enjoyed myself. She enjoyed herself. They enjoyed themselves. So this is how you need to. And of course, in correction of sentences, you will be given in all areas of grammar. For example, you will be given in prepositions even. You will be given in articles, and you will be given even degrees of comparison. For example, degrees of comparison. He is taller than me. Me is underlined. He is taller than me. Me is wrong. Why? Because this is not wise to write the objective form of I. And here comparison is made between two subjects. And that is he and I. So your answer must be he is taller than I. So this is how you need to learn. Of course, it's enough if you learn and practice the 100 sentences given in your textbook under the topic correction of sentences. There in your textbook you find 100 sentences, and only from those 100 sentences you will get 5 even in your public exam. And coming to next one, phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs, of course, phrasal verbs, and you are given 6 and you need to answer only 3 out of 6. But remember, don't leave anyone. Try to answer all these 6 and use all those 6 given phrasal verbs in your own sentences. If you attempt only 3 and if you make one mistake, you will be losing 1 mark. That's why my advice to you is attempt all those 6 phrasal verbs so that you will not miss even a single mark. It's enough for us if 3 are correct out of those 6. And the next one, silent letters. silent letters, and one of the easiest areas where you can score 3 out of 3 very easily. For example, you are given DEBRIS is given, and you need to identify the silent letter in this DEBRIS, and automatically you all know that S is silent. Underline that word, write this word and underline the silent letter, and opposite to that write yes, so that examiner who evaluates your paper will not get confused. For example, debut is given, DEBUT is given, and of course T is silent in this one, and underline T. And HOUR is there. HOUR is there. In HOUR, H is mainly silent, and even R is also silent. If you write R without writing H, you will not be given mark, and you need to write the main silent letter in the given word, that is H. Even if you don't write R, you will be given mark, but if you don't write H, writing only R will not fetch you mark. So like this, and 6 out of 6, only 6 are given there. I'm sorry, okay, 6 are given, and of course 6, each one carries half mark, and 3 marks you will be able to score. And next one, most confusing area. Most confusing area in English grammar is parts of speech. Parts of speech, and 6 sentences with 6 words underlined given in your text, in your paper, and you need to identify the part of speech of those underlined words. And for example, and some of you get confused while identifying adjective, and you get confused between adjective and pronoun. For example, I like her is given, and I like her. In I like her, her is a pronoun, undoubtedly. Her is a pronoun, whereas I like her attitude. I like her attitude. In I like her attitude, and her is not a pronoun. In fact, it is adjective. It is adjective. And of course, sit down, and come in, go there. What is the part of speech of all these 3 words? You know, sit down. Down is not preposition or anything. It is adverb. Come in, it is also adverb. Go there, it is also adverb. So like that. And 5 sentences with 5 words underlined you are given, and everything. Concentrate only on textbook, on the sentences or exercises given for practice in your textbook. And the next one, vocabulary, that is matching. Vocabulary matching, available in your textbook from pages 218 to 221 if I am right. There you are given 12 tables for practice. 12 tables for practice, and only from those 12 tables you will be given even in your final exam. May not be the same table given in your exam, and maybe each one word from each table will be taken and another table will be formed, and of course you will be given like that. So if you are thorough with all those 12 tables given in your textbook, I am sure you will be able to score 3 out of 3 even in this vocabulary. And next one, text to diagram. Text to diagram, and of course vice versa, diagram to text. But my advice to all the students is, don't go for diagram to text, but only go for text to diagram, where there is every possibility for you to score maximum marks. Maximum marks, surely you will be able to score 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 very easily. And of course you practice whatever is given in your workbook or in your textbook. And the next one, phonetics. phonetics and it has internal choice, that is odd sounding words. Odd sounding words, and I know that most of the students and they leave these phonetics in choice and they like to go for these odd sounding words, where you are given 5 sets of words and where you need to identify the word which sounds different from the rest of the 2. But that is not at all a clever idea. You better attempt both phonetics and odd sounds. Why do I say this? For example, 5 sets are given in your odd sounding words, and if one out of those 5 is wrong without attempting phonetics, I mean to say, when you don't attempt phonetics, when you attempt only odd sounding words, if one of them is wrong, you will be losing 1 mark, where there is no scope for you to score maximum marks. For you may sometimes make mistakes even in odd sounds. For example, and thunder is there. Thunder, AUTHOR and RATHER, where TH is underlined in these 3 words. Which word sounds different from the rest of the 2? Thunder. This is not other, this is author. This is author. Thunder, th sound, author, th sound, whereas rather is the sound. This must be your answer. In the same way, and COW is there, BOWL is there, and of course LOW is there, and O is underlined in these 3 words. Usually how do we sound these 3 words? This as cow, this as bowl, this as low. Automatically you think low is your answer, but that is not your answer, and your answer is cow. Your answer is cow. Why? This is not sounded as bowl, whereas this is sounded as bowl. This is bowl, this is bowl, this is low, low, bowl, whereas this is cow, ow sound. So this is your answer. So you should not miss even a single mark, and write English transcriptions for all those phonetic 10 words are given, and even if you make any mistake, and of course you will not be losing mark in phonetics, attempt all those 10 words, and along with those 10 words attempt even this question, so that you will not be losing even a single mark. And after that, syllable identification. Syllable identification. Syllable identification, you are given 10 words here, and of course 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, and each word carries half mark, and 6 into half 3 marks. But don't leave any word in choice. Attempt all those 10 words. Attempt all those 10 words and write number of syllables for all those 10 words. And of course you need not write a word, simply in grammar, remember. And even for articles, prepositions, tenses, rewrite as directed. You need not write an entire sentence. Simply it's enough if you write, and if I am right, and of course your section C begins with question number 8. Question number 8, articles. Question number 8, articles. 1, a, and 2, an. Like that if you write, that's enough. You need not waste your time by writing the entire sentence. Even for articles, even for prepositions, you do the same. You need not write your entire answer. And even for tenses, you need not write entire sentence, only answer. Whereas only for correction of sentences, it is clearly given there in the instruction. Entire sentence must be written correcting the underlined part. So in correction of sentences, you need to write the entire sentences. And coming to, and the last of all questions is completing a dialogue. completing a dialogue. Completing a dialogue, of course, a dialogue with 4 blanks is given. A dialogue with 4 blanks is given, and if you look at the model paper at the end of your textbook, and sometimes they are giving numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 like that in blanks. Sometimes if numbers are not given, and how do you attempt that question? Write down the question number here. Write down the question number here. And if numbers are not given in the blanks, if numbers are given, for example, A or 1, B, C, D, and you write your answer what you want to write in that blank, that will do. If numbers or letters are not given, what do you write? How do you attempt that one? Write the dialogue against which the blank is given. Write the dialogue against which the blank is given. For example, in your model paper, and you are given a dialogue between Pradeep and Madhu. There you are not given any numbers. And how do you answer this one? And write the dialogue, entire dialogue given against Madhu, and of course your entire dialogue, and underline your answer. In the same way, even in the second blank is also given against Madhu, and you write that entire dialogue and your answer, underline that answer. And even the third blank is also given against Madhu, write that entire dialogue and underline your answer. Even the fourth blank is given against Madhu, and underline that answer what you write in that blank. And you need not waste your time simply writing the entire dialogue. So this is section B and C. But what should you remember is, remember, you should not miss even a half mark in section B and C. You must be able to score 60 out of 60 very easily. And when you score 60 out of 60 in section B and C, when you go to section A to attempt the questions given from prose, poetry and non-detailed, and when you score 60 out of 60 in section B and C, surely it creates some impression on the mind of the examiner or the person who evaluates your papers. And when you score 60 out of 60, and of course that impression carries, and then when you take up section A, even if you make some minor mistakes, they will be overlooked and they will be ignored. There is every possibility for you to score maximum even in section A. And section A carries 40 marks. Section A carries 40 marks, and of course, may not be possible to you to score 4 out of 4 for annotations, 4 out of 4 for short questions, 8 out of 8 for essay given from non-detailed. Surely you will be losing at least half mark for each question and for each annotation and for essay. Like that, how many questions we have in section A? 4 annotations, 2 from prose, 2 from poetry. 4 short questions, 2 from prose, 2 from poetry, and 1 essay. Together 9 questions are there. If 9 halves are reduced in all those 9 questions, you will be losing 4.5 marks. 4.5 marks, which is not a simple loss. And so you must be able to score at least for some question and answers maximum 4 out of 4. When you score 4 out of 4, how to score 4 out of 4? And when you begin your section A, and of course annotations from prose, first question. Annotations, how do you attempt your annotations? And of course, while answering annotations, you should not forget these titles and subheadings, of course. Context, write it in a special ink. If you use blue ink to write your entire exam, use black ink for these headings. And context, and here context must be stunning, and this heading. And next one, explanation, and next one, general relevance. Remember, this question carries 4 marks. If you confine your answer only to a single page, you may not get 4 out of 4. To score 4 out of 4, at least you must present your answer in 1.5 pages. 1.5 pages, and then only and you will be able to score maximum 4 out of 4. And for all annotations, write 4 marks questions in 1.5 pages each, and essay question at least you should present it in 3 pages. Essay in 3 pages, and annotation in 1.5 pages, and short questions in 1.5 pages. Then only you will be able to score maximum, of course. If you score 37 here out of 40, if you score 37 here, then automatically you will be able to score 97. If you score 37.5, then it will be made round figure, and you will be able to score 98 out of 100. So don't forget all these things. Begin your answers with the section B, where you must be able to score 10 out of 10. Begin your next after section B, take up section C and answer everything, and except correction of sentences. For except correction of sentences, you need not write all the sentences in case of all the topics while answer. So 10 marks section B and 50 marks in section C. You should not miss even a half mark there. So your order is BCA. BCA 60, and here at least 37 or 36.5. If you score 36.5, and you will be able to score 97. If you score 37.5, you will be able to score 98. So this is how you should take your exam. Remember, everything will be given only from your textbook, and of course nothing will come out of your textbook. It's enough if you practice all the exercises given for grammar and given for unseen, and of course you will be able to score maximum marks. And of course with that I conclude, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.